Can you hear me?
People couldn't hear you. Let me see if they can hear you now. Okay, now people can hear you.
Okay. Should I start from the beginning?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go back. Sorry.
We're going to start from the beginning just to make sure we didn't miss anything. So my name's Rebecca Frazetta. I'm Product Program Manager. We also have with me Arnice Stevenson and Shannon Van Allen, Product Program Specialist. Everyone will be talking a little bit tonight during the training. And we also have Kathy Gleason here from ABC Bakery, who will talk a little bit in a few minutes. So our agenda for tonight, we are going to talk about the 2019 cookie program, some important dates, service unit cookie manager responsibilities and your role. We've broken down our training and our training guide into sections focusing on before the training, before the program, during the program, and after the program. We'll also touch base on some contests and promotions for this year's cookie program, online resources, and then what's next and coming soon, things that you guys need to focus on as service unit cookie managers. And we'll finish with questions. So like I said earlier, which might have been missed, we are recording this webinar to put out on the app so that those who couldn't make it can listen in, and we will answer any questions. So if something pops up and you have a question at any time during the presentation, just type that question into the chat and we will go through those questions at the end and answer them for you. So first we're going to have Kathy Gleason from ABC Bakery talk a little bit about the cookie program. Okay. Can you monitor us?
All right, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. So you just let us know when you want us to change slides.
Okay, I'll be happy to. Hi, I'm Kathy Gleason. I work for ABC Bakers, and we're very proud and happy to have been your Girl Scout cookie baker for over 10 years. Our parent company is called Weston Foods, and they're owned by George Weston Limited, and it's a $50 billion business, but our division is over $2 billion in sales, and Girl Scouts make up a whole lot of that. We have 40 bakeries throughout the United States and Canada, but the bakery we use to make your Girl Scout cookies is in North Sioux City, South Dakota. We're bakers. We always have been. We take pride. It's our profession, but also it's our passion. Okay? Can change. So for the theme this year, we have Nellie the Narwhal, to inspire, imagine, and innovate. That's our theme. The girls voted for the narwhal to be the mascot this year, and they also voted on her name. And she's the unicorn of the sea, but she is a real animal, and she's innovative, inspirational, and leads us to great imaginations. The program itself starts January 17th. You may have cookies before then, but girls cannot sell them before January 17th, and the sale ends March 10th. Okay? Slide. Hi. So why are you here tonight? It's not because you didn't have better things to do. And I must say, I really do enjoy doing it this way. We all get to stay warm in our homes. But you're here because somewhere, sometime in your life, you've been inspired by a girl, because the cookie program cannot happen without you. But why do the girls do it? Well, hopefully they have fun, and they're raising money for special events and activities they want to participate in. But they also learn life skills by participating in the sale that will carry them through life. They set goals. They found out that brownies that set a number, even if it's 5 million packages, she really does do better just by setting a goal. Decision making. What will we do with our proceeds? Will we participate in a booth sale? Will we go door to door? There's lots of decisions the girls get to make just by participating. Money management, understanding how much we have to raise to go on that special trip to Savannah, or how much we want to raise to donate to our local endeavors that we're supporting through our proceeds. Also, people skills. It might be the first time a Daisy has talked to someone outside of her immediate family circle, and it really helps develop their confidence by just asking someone if they would like to support her sale. And the girls do learn business ethics, what's fair, what's good, what's kind. Just learning how to share booth locations in service units is giving them a good example of business ethics. Okay? So here is the great lineup. We have the same cookies this year. Why? Because they're just great. We call them the 8 great, and then we have a 9th one we'll discuss. So there's 5 of them with vegan ingredients. Nothing has changed in the recipe. It's just the government wants us to label it as made with vegan ingredients, but a vegan is more than happy to indulge. And we have peanut butter, lemonade, plain old traditional shortbread, something to meet everyone's taste and to have their favorite. And next, we're going to talk about a brand new cookie for next year. It is the new caramel chocolate chip. Believe it or not, it's gluten-free. If you get to taste it, it just doesn't taste like an ordinary gluten-free cookie. It's yummy. It has chocolate chips. It has caramel. I think I have lost my screen. There we go. And it is made in a gluten-free facility. We don't bake it. That's why we need your orders early. We do have a gluten-free bakery make it for us. And new this year, the bakery is also a peanut-free facility. So even though a lot of our varieties don't contain peanuts, they are made in the same bakery where we do have peanut butter. But these are in a facility that does not have any peanuts whatsoever, and they really taste great. So we think they'll be a great addition to the line, and it has a hint of sea salt in the caramel. Okay? How did we do last year? Well, s'mores went down a little bit, and the prediction is probably it will go down another %. And shortbreads came back, and lemonades is just holding its own. So when you're helping your troops to decide how many to order, suggest s'mores 8 to 9%, and I think that will be good. But you have this to use, and the s'mores are still a really successful cookie. Okay? So, smart cookies. I don't know what everyone thought, but I thought it was great because it never went down. People were able to do it in the middle of the night and early morning, and it was the launch of our brand new smart cookies supported by IBM. There might have been some hitches here and there, but they were on the job and they supported us. And our help desk for your volunteers is also operated by IBM. So they're really familiar with the program and suggest to your troops that they use the help email and the help desk with any of their initial questions. We have some improvements for this year. Basically, the girl dashboard will show her direct sales immediately. Will show sales from her phone immediately. There was a lag before, but now it's happening right away. And that will update the troop dashboard right away. Order management is a little more intuitive, a little easier to operate. And we do have some new recognition ordering improvements, mainly for the council. It will look slightly different to you, but the function is the same. But instead of having to review each girl's orders, there'll be this little hazard symbol that'll pop up, and it'll direct you to the girl you need to pay attention to. 9 times out of 10, it's picking a t-shirt or hoodie size, but it's much easier. We'll look a little different. We'll have guides, and we'll have webinars on our YouTube channel to show you just how to navigate it. Okay? We do have an app, but I want to stress our app is only for the girls. So you can download the app, but if you try to put your email and your password in, it just won't work. It's the business center for girls. They can do everything they can do on a laptop right on their phone. They can set the goals, track the orders, send e-cards, look at the recognitions your council is offering, and they can even upload their own video to send to their customers with their e-cards. So it's just a place for girls. Adults can use Smart Cookies on their phone and tablet. They just go to the website, abcsmartcookies.com, and put in their email and their password, and you can do everything on the phone and on the tablet that you do from the laptop or PC. Okay? Well, we have some exciting news about Direct Ship. First of all, let me tell you, you had an awesome Direct Ship sale. Direct Ship is when the consumer places their own order, they pay the shipping and handling, and it gets delivered by FedEx to their doorstep. The rates have gone up with FedEx. It's something we just couldn't control. So 1 to 12 packages will cost $11.50. But your council kindly and again has decided to help you out in that direction and to help your customers by paying half the shipping if they order 5 to 12 packages. So if they order 5 to 12 packages, the shipping is just $5.75. So the best deal is to order 12. We think it was so successful, Direct Ship, last year because, first of all, the registration to the girls invited them in, and a lot more of the girls that never sent an e-card before did. Also, we think the consumer appreciated being able to order exactly what they wanted. They didn't have to order 6 of a variety or 12. We even had the 8-pack sampler in last year that gives you 1 of the 8 varieties, but we have taken it away. It was the lowest selling one for us, and now they can order 8 if they want of whatever they really like. Also brand new this year is this beautiful gift box. The customer can order a gift box to send to someone or themselves if they feel they deserve a treat, and it holds 5 packages of Girl Scout cookies. They get to pick exactly which 5 they want. So if you know someone that has a birthday in January or February, this might be a nice gift. Valentine's Day, you might want to pick nothing but chocolate for the chocolate Valentine in your life, or just send somebody a happy treat to let them know you're thinking about them. The consumer pays for the box, which is $4, and they pay for the 5 packages of cookies. So it would be $4 unless they order the gluten-free, which they can. That one is $5. And then they pay the shipping. But since there's 5 packages in there, and because your council is subsidizing it, it would cost $5.75. Each gift box is its own shipper. You can't combine it with loose packages. Well, you can, but they have 2 different shipping. And you can't do more than 1 gift box in an order. But it's a nice new twist, and we think people will really enjoy it. And you get to type on a personalized card a message to the person you're sending it to that will be inserted in the box. Okay. Well, that's it for me, but I'm here if you have any questions.
Okay, thank you, Kathy. I'm going to take over. This is our niece, and I'm going to take over and talk about some important dates for the sale. Okay, so here are some important dates for the sale. After this training, I'm going to be sending out the Service Unit Cookie Manager Guide and the Troop Guide. We did something different this year, and you'll see when I send out the email with the link to the webinar. We did something different where we followed another council's way of how they do their guides. So there's a Service Unit Guide, but then the Troop Guide directly goes with it, so we don't have information in 2 different places. And then also the way we broke down the information, it's by before the sale, before the program, during the program, and after the program. I heard a lot of feedback from new Service Unit Cookie Managers last year on how things can be a little bit confusing because it is a lot of information. So that's the way we broke down the presentation today, and that's how it will be in the guide. Okay, so Service Unit Cookie Manager responsibilities. So number 1 is being informed. So you're doing that now by attending the council training. You'll also need to download the GSC S&J Cookies app, and we'll talk about that a little later. You're going to read the Service Unit Cookie Manager and Troop Cookie Manager guidebooks. Please read them. I worked very hard on them. And then the next thing that you'll do is you're going to be a troop liaison. So basically, you're the first point of contact for your service unit troops and Juliet. If at any point, if you're not available for your troops, let's say you have God forbid, an emergency, or you're just out for the weekend, or you really aren't available, please have your troops contact customer care directly, or they can use the Cookies app to talk to other troops and other service units on the app for questions. But we want to limit troops contacting council directly, only because we have 55 service units that we talk to, and we don't want to get anyone's email lost in the mix. Cookies is very, very busy, so it's best if you go straight through customer care, because when you go straight through customer care, it gets logged in our system called Salesforce, so nothing can get lost. So we don't want to make sure that we lose any of those emails. The next thing that you're going to do as a troop liaison is deliver in-person cookie training, and that's when you'll distribute your cookie materials. Another thing that you'll do is also monitor troops throughout the cookie sale. Just be there for them to help them answer certain questions, and that's what you'll do throughout the sale. When it comes to troop management, you're going to make sure that you know how to use Smart Cookies so you can help troops navigate, and then also help troops monitor their inventories. I know last year, after a few weeks of the sale, I gave you guys permission to cancel people's planned orders to make sure people aren't ordering too many cookies. A lot of times, especially with new troops, they get over ambitious and they feel like they always have to order the same amount of cases for every variety of cookie every time they order, which they don't need to. So it helps you monitor their inventory so that they're not stuck with cookies at the end of the sale. And then another thing that you'll need to do is communicate, have open communication with council and other service unit cookie managers and troops. I will say this year is going to be more than just me, so the communication with council will be much better. We have Rebecca, who's our manager now, and then Shannon Van Allen, who is new to our team. So communication will be a lot better coming from council. Okay, so now I'm going to go on to do what you do before the program. So before the program, you're going to conduct training and distribute materials. So when it comes to your service unit materials, you all have received an Apex sampler. So you'll use that either for your troop meeting that you'll have when it comes to the cookie training, or you can use that for a rally if you do a service unit cookie rally. Also materials that you'll have is the service unit cookie manager guidebook and the troop guidebook. You're going to make sure that you read those and understand that information. When it comes to troop materials, those are the Troop Cookie Manager agreement forms, receipt booklets, and the deposit slips that you received or will be receiving. And then when it comes to girl materials, those are the order cards and then the recognition flyers. Oh, and you'll also be receiving Cookie Pro flyers, and we'll talk about that later on in the presentation. This year, GSUSA has a new contest this year, and they're really focusing on promoting it, so you'll be receiving those flyers also. When it comes to conducting training, I highly encourage doing in-person training. If you don't want to do in-person training, you can also do like Google Hangout, at least so you can able to see people's faces. I feel like it helps when you do it that way, but I would recommend an in-person training for cookies. You'll also use that time to distribute the materials that you have for your troops. You'll definitely want to discuss the important dates, especially when it comes to deposit dates, and just so that they understand those important dates. When you get your service unit cookie manager guide and the troop cookie manager guide, all of the important dates are on that first page. So that's the most important thing. We want to make sure that they understand those dates and know what's happening. So that's why we put them on the front of the guidebooks this year. Also, you want to include your service unit cookie booth coordinator with your training. I know you might do lotteries or how you conduct your booths later on. probably like late November, early December. But when you do your cookie training before people put in their initial orders, I really suggest having the cookie booth coordinator there just for a little bit. I've noticed that a lot of times when the troops are new, obviously they're very excited, but they are unsure of how we do our cookie booth. And I do know that some councils allow their troops to go out and get cookie booths. And, you know, new troop leaders are excited, so they need to understand how we run our cookie booths and what our rules are for our council, so that they're not out there getting their own cookie booths, and then that causes more drama in the long run. So please make sure that you explain those rules to them. And then also you're going to assist troops with their initial cookie orders. Okay, so another thing that we're doing before the program is assigning troop cookie managers in MyGS. Now, this is something that's new this year. The reason that we're doing this is because last year, when we uploaded troops in the Smart Cookies, we just chose any 2 troop leaders and upload them into Smart Cookies, and then we got so many people contacting customer care like, well, that's not the troop cookie manager, that's not the person. So this year, in order to make it easier, number one, we're doing an upload because we want to make sure that these people are registered in background check. So that's the reason why we do the uploads, and that's why we do the girl uploads, because we want to make sure that they're registered. But when it comes to the troop cookie manager, we want to make sure that they are registered in background check, and that is the role that they're supposed to have. So there are instructions in the Troop Cookie Manager Guide, and I'll also be sending out those instructions in the email that I'll send you guys with the instructions on how the troop leader can go in and assign her Troop Cookie Manager. Okay, so another thing to do before the program is the initial order delivery. I've contacted all the troops who do mega drops and finalized their dates and everything with them. But there's 2 ways to do an initial order delivery. You could have a delivery station or a mega drop. A delivery station is delivered to one location at one time, and that's something that the service unit cookie manager secures. They secure the location, counts all the cookies before the troops pick up their initial order. So that's something that's basically just run by the service unit. When it comes to the mega drop, that's something that council plans for you, and that's 2 or more service units. They have their cookie delivery together on a specific date and time. So with those, troops have to come pick up their cookies at a specific date and time, where they have to enter that information when they put in their initial order into Smart Cookies also. Also at the Mega Drop, service units must provide volunteers to assist the troops on the day of that Mega Drop. We need lots of volunteers, so if you are a part of a Mega Drop, and you should know your date and time now, and the reason you know your date and time now is because I needed to get that done early, because in Smart Cookies, troops are allowed to enter their own initial order. So with that, when they put in their initial order, they have to choose their time for pickup for their Mega Drop. So you know your date and time for your Mega Drop. So now when you have your first cookie meeting, you can ask people who's going to be the ones volunteering at the Mega Drop, because we need a lot of volunteers to just help things go a lot smoother. And I also will be sending out an initial order delivery form by November 30th. If your service unit is a part of a Mega Drop, you still fill out that form and just agree to the Mega Drop rules. But then if your service unit does their own delivery station, that's where you'll provide your address, and then you'll pick the dates of when you would like your delivery made. Okay, so other things to get excited for before the program begins. This year, our department product program is running the Cookie University. Instead of calling Cookie College, we're calling it Cookie University this year. There's going to be one on Saturday, December 1st from 9 to 12 at Lawrence High School, and another one on Saturday, December 8th from 9 to 12 at Pittman United Methodist Church. It is $15 per girl, and it's up now already on our website. Another thing that you could do is plan a service unit cookie rally. And people who have done this before know that we upload the rally guide to the app. So the guide basically tells you what kind of stations you can have at this rally. So it's basically a way to get your girls excited about the cookie season. If you have a rally and you would like your girls to receive a fun patch, we have cookie rally instructions on there on what you need to submit. So basically you would have everyone fill out the sign-in sheet and evaluation forms and submit them back to council in order to receive free cookie rally patches. Okay, and the last thing that you need to do before the program is obviously the initial orders. Troops can enter their own initial orders in the Smart Cookies, and it has to be done by December 3rd, 2018 at 11:59 p.m. I would suggest if you are a part of a mega drop, please have your troops do it on their own. I know you guys might be used to helping them and used to doing it because you had to, but if you're a part of a mega drop, you want them to do it on their own, because after they put in their order, they'll be prompted to pick their time that they want to pick up their initial order. If you guys do a delivery station, you can enter the orders for them, but honestly, it's easier. Just one less thing that you have to do. As you know, cookie season is very busy, and they need to be responsible enough to put in their own initial cookie order. We did get the initial cookie order forms printed for you guys. There is instructions on how to enter their orders into Smart Cookies on the top of the form. We still would like that, even though they have the permission to enter in their own orders, we still would like them to sign that copy just so that we have a signature. So please just make sure that you get that signature from your troops. The troops get locked out on December 3rd, but you have till December 5th just to look at their order and just make sure everything matches up to see if someone ordered way too many cookies. You still have that time to go in and check their orders. Just so you also know, when it comes to the gluten-free cookie, it won't show up when you guys are entering your orders, because that's something that we'll do later. We'll add it later because then we're able to enter that in without people editing their order. So don't be alarmed if you don't see the gluten-free option. It just means, council, we're going to add it later by using our spreadsheet that we have.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about during the program. So first, during the program is inventory management. Service units should have a firm grasp on all troop inventory within their service unit. So as service unit cookie managers, it's important that you monitor troop inventory in Smart Cookies. You communicate with your troops if they have any inventory issues, and you facilitate the transfer of cookies between troops, either through a service unit swap or transfer to another service unit. So also during the program is cookie deposits. So please remind troops to promptly deposit all money into their troops' bank account by the following due dates. So for the first deposit, second deposit, third deposit, and final deposit, these dates will also be in the guidebook. And just a reminder, Juliets must deposit all cookie money into the Girl Scouts of Central and Southern New Jersey's TD bank account. Now Rebecca is going to talk about what to do after the program.
Okay, so you've made it almost through the program. The sale period has ended. It's March 10th. Some things that cookie managers should be doing at this point is making sure that all cookies have been transferred to the girls. These are things that actually hold up the product program department for a few weeks at the end of the program, is we see troops that still have all of their cookies or a large amount of cookies still in their inventory and not transferred to the girls. We need to make sure that all of the cookies have been transferred. If it's a small amount, less than like 1 to 3 cases, that's not that big of a deal. But if it's a larger amount, sometimes we have troops that have a couple hundred boxes left amongst the girls who are selling. That will, that could change some of their recognitions, which is okay, but that also could change your incentive level. So you want to make sure that all cookies have been assigned. Again, if it's a small amount, that's not that big of a deal, but if it's left over and they just haven't sold them yet, the leader can equally divide them, because once you guys get locked out, that's usually what we do anyway. You also want to make sure that the recognition orders have been finalized. That means taking that week to make sure that there's all the troop t-shirt and hoodie sizes have been entered. You know, just making sure that all the selections have been made. That's another thing that kind of holds us up at the end. We're trying to track down parents and you know, get these sizes, which is, you know, problematic and delays our final recognition order being sent. So then you want to collect all troop paperwork. Most service unit cookie managers just leave a box out on their porch. They ask the troops to drop it off. And then once you get it, you kind of follow the troop checklist, make sure that troops have turned in everything. And then finally, you'll submit all your service unit paperwork to us at council. All 3 locations have a box for you to drop those paperwork off. We just ask that you make sure everything's kind of nice and neat, that the troops are, you know, their paperwork stuck together. Sometimes we get boxes with papers everywhere, nothing's paper clipped or rubber bands, and we have to fish through all of the different troop paperwork to put it back together. So just make sure that everything's kind of marked nicely with your service unit name on it. And if you do have any late paperwork, if there's a troop that just has not turned in the paperwork to you, don't delay getting us the paperwork. Just drop off the rest of the paperwork, leave a little note, shoot us an email, you know, just say troop 0000 didn't turn their paperwork in yet, and us at Product Program will follow up with them. And then early May, you should be receiving the reward items, and that's where you want to take some time to distribute them. But first, you should really enlist the help of some older girls and make sure that you count out everything that was received. So everything should match your order, your inventory slip that comes in. You want to, before you start sorting it by troop and giving that out, you want to make sure that you count it all and it matches first. If you're short something, that usually means that another service unit is over. So we'd like to try to figure this out before we start asking the bakery to send more items. So take a moment, count everything out, make sure it all matches your inventory slip, and then you can start sorting it again by troop. Because at that point, if you know you've received everything, then if you've sorted them by troops and something's missing, it's usually because a troop got an extra of something. So just take some time and enlist the help of some older girls to do that. And then finally, all the rewards are out, you want to celebrate because you've made it. Okay, so talking about recognition, some of the top recognition items will not be sent to you. The 500 level and above, the 500 level will come to you. Any electronics, camp credits, the experience tickets, they all get sent directly to the girl. Adventure Aquarium is an aqua pass, that'll get shipped directly to the girl. The Cape May Whale Watch, that's a specific date. So when that comes out, the girls who've earned that, they will get a communication from us. And Aladdin on Broadway, the same thing, they will get communication from us. So electronics, the camera, the tablet, all of that will get sent directly to the girls' home who've earned it. And the camp credits, there'll be a letter sent to them with how to use their camp credits. So any top recognition items, you do not have to worry about giving out. Okay, delinquency issues. So as a service unit cookie manager, you may come across 2 different types of delinquency issues. One could be an entire troop, and the other could be an individual parent delinquent issue. If you have a troop issue, you want to notify GSCSNJ's customer care. Fortunately for us, we do have Missy Branch, the Service Unit Financial Support Specialist, who is on your side from the beginning, the first and second deposit, following up with troops, making sure that they're making their time deposits. But if you see when you've done all your end of program paperwork that there's a troop with a balance, you will just notify us and we will follow up with that troop. And then we will also follow up with you and your service unit manager if anything else needs to be done. If any of your troops come to you with a parent delinquency issue, you want to instruct them to complete the online delinquency parent and excess cookie inventory form. So they will complete that form. They will submit any supporting documentation, which should include copies of signed receipts, the permission slip that's signed. If all that paperwork needs to be turned into council by April 1st, if we look through the paperwork and we see that the supporting documentation is good, it shows that the parent got the cookies, never paid, then that balance will be deducted from the troop account. Something to note, the maximum delinquent balance allowable for any one parent is $200. So that kind of gets back to you guiding your troops to not give out more than $200 of cookies at one time to parents unless they've paid for those cookies. Also, if a troop does not supply any supporting documentation, so if you don't have any signed receipts, anything that shows that these parents got these cookies and never paid you, CSNJ will not have proof of a delinquency, and therefore the troop leader will be held financially responsible. So it's something to really make clear to your troops for them to use those receipt books. We have so many of them. If you need more, we can get them to you. Use them for giving cookies out, getting money. You should have receipts for everything if you want to make sure you cover all your bases. Yeah. And then also, sorry, going back really quickly, at the end of this year, we had 8 parent delinquencies and 3 troop delinquencies. Those troops and the associated service units will be notified. However, something to consider is that we will not allow another parent delinquency form for the same girl. So we don't want to penalize the girls. However, there will be procedures. So if a troop does have a parent delinquency and they filled out the form and it was, taken care of, and the girl is still in the troop and the parents want to participate, the troops will have to either give them cookies after the parent has paid for those cookies in full with a cashier's check or money order or cash, or they can let the girl participate in a booth sale as long as that parent is not one of the adults at the booth sale. So we do want to provide opportunities for girls to still participate. However, there has to be some provisions. And if troops decide to ignore those provisions and give those parents another chance, if they have an issue again, if one of those 8 people have an issue again, we will not accept the parent delinquency form. Those troops will be responsible for those that balance. So we will be contacting the troops and any service unit cookie managers or service unit managers who this may apply to. Okay, so now back to the fun stuff. Shannon is going to talk about some of our contests and promotions we've got going on this year.
Okay, so the first one we're going to talk about is the 2019 Volunteer Incentive, which will be 2 volunteer t-shirts for this year. So these are the steps you must complete by March 17th to receive them. So increase your troop's total cookie sales by 10% over 2018. If you're a new troop, you must sell at least 70 cases during the 2019 program. Transfer all cookies to the participating girls in Smart Cookies. Enter all girl t-shirt and hoodie sizes into Smart Cookies. And the final cookie balance must be paid in full to council or have required parent delinquent paperwork submitted to council by the deadline. So we will have the Buy 5 promotion again. So customers who purchase 5 or more packages in a single transaction will be entered in a drawing for a year of free cookies. Entries will be accepted from January 17th to March 10th, and the drawing will be on March 22nd. So we will have the Cookie Share program. So troops that collect 4 cases or more will earn the Cookie Share patch for every girl participating in that troop. Last year, 2,513 cases were donated. This year, for the 2019 goal, is 2,700 cases. So the Cookie Pro 2019 contest, you can visit girlscouts.org/cookiepro to learn how to unlock the patch and win a VIP Warner Bros. Experience in California to view the new DC Superhero Girls movie. Each Girl Scout will get a Cookie Pro activity booklet with their troop materials. So this year we're going to have a superhero booth contest. The submission should be posted on the superhero booth contest chat room on the Cookies app. You will include pictures of the booth, troop number, leader's name, Number of girls in the troop. 5 troops will win a sports bottle for each girl in their troop. Submissions will be accepted from January 17th to March 10th. Late submissions will not be accepted. Cookie booth rentals. We currently do have the following items available. So we have cookie costumes and cash boxes. Please note that supplies are limited and are first come, first serve. To request cookie booth rentals, please use the link on the GSCSNJ Cookies app. Troops can borrow up to 2 cookie costumes and 1 cash box. So next we have the Square Card Readers. Square Card Readers are a great way to attract customers to your booth, especially customers who don't have cash on them. So to apply, please go to gscsnjcookies.teamapp.com. If you applied last year, you do not have to reapply again this year. So now our niece is going to talk about online resources.
Okay, so when it comes to online resources, like I said in the beginning, the Cookies app, that's going to be the most main resource that you have during the cookie sale. I find that it's really awesome, especially when it comes to the chat rooms. So when it comes to the service unit chat rooms, we'll have one for the service unit booth coordinators and the service unit cookie managers. It's definitely an awesome thing so that you can talk to other service units, especially when we're not available for you. I do remember the first year we started this app, it was like 1 in the morning and my phone is going off with notifications with people talking in the chat room. So it's definitely awesome. Especially it's awesome for your troops. Please tell your troops to download the app. Like I said, sometimes you're not going to be available to get back to them. The app is an awesome place for them to talk, especially when it comes to the chat rooms on the app. That's where they can do cookie swaps. I created chat rooms for each county, so it's easy for them to swap cookies within their own county. They can talk to other counties that aren't close to them, but sometimes it's obviously easier to chat with other troops that are closer to you. So please tell them to download it. Another thing that is good for is when it comes to planned orders. So anytime we have a truck cancellation or it's going to be, the truck's going to be late, what I do is the first thing that I do is I call customer care and I let them know I'm about to put out a notification on the app, and then I post it. It's much easier than me having to email you guys, and then if you're out busy doing something, you might not get back to the troop leaders in time and then it's too late. So please tell them to download the app. And then also the app is where in the chat room, that's when they'll post their cookie booth contest pictures. So for the superhero contest, they'll upload it onto the app that way. That's how they'll do their submissions. These are some other online resources. ABC has a Flickr account, so you can use their Flickr account in order to get cookie images or any images for the sale if you want to make flyers. That's what we use for our presentations and any flyers that we create. Obviously, Smart Cookies, so that's what you'll use before, during, and after the sale. That's where the troops can keep their troop inventory, and that's what you'll use to help guide them. And then ABC Smart Cookies has a YouTube channel. I do encourage you to use it, but to be careful. In the Troop Cookie Manager Guidebook, there is a page about Smart Cookies where I talk about the different guides of Smart Cookies that your troops will need in order to navigate through Smart Cookies throughout the sale. ABC Baker makes videos for every council. So for an example, when it comes to our initial order, we put in our initial orders by troop, but some councils do it by girl. So therefore, you just want to make sure that you're watching the right YouTube channel, the YouTube videos. So I would say I'm putting the guides on the app, so therefore you'll look at the name on the app and then search that same name in YouTube if you want to watch it in a video form. Okay, and now I'm going to hand it over to Rebecca as to what's next and coming soon.
Okay, so for service unit cookie managers, the next steps are, if you're new to the service unit cookie manager role, or if you didn't do this last year, you want to make sure you download the Cookies app. You want to schedule your in-person troop training, so you should work with your service unit manager, see if you can tag along to your leaders meeting or set up a separate night online, however you want to do it. In person is the best recommended way because that gives you a chance to meet your troops, really communicate with them and help them out, and it saves you from future problems. You want to instruct your leaders to assign their troop cookie managers, and like Arnice said, she's going to email out those instructions online on how troops can do that in MyGS. Schedule your initial order delivery. So that means you need to complete that initial order request form to Arnice by November 30th and let us know the details of where your initial order delivery will be. And then you want to review the troop initial orders in Smart Cookies by November 5th and log on to Smart Cookies and update your service unit information. So I saw a quick question, but just so you know, if you were a cookie manager last year, service unit cookie manager, your access to Smart Cookies, you do have access right now. If you don't remember your username or password, you can go to the abcsmartcookies.com to reset that, or if you need help, just give us a call and we'll help you out. The only thing you can do right now is run archive reports, so you can see your reporting from last year. There's no troop information in there and there's no girl information in there yet, but you can at least print some reports from last year. Coming soon. So if you're a new service unit cookie manager, we will be entering those new people into the system at some point next week. We've been pretty crazy here with training and getting everything organized. So we will be working on that next week, and you will get your login information definitely by November 1st. Troop cookie managers will begin to get their Smart Cookies login information on November 5th. So that's why we need them to start assigning their troop cookie managers, because we will begin the upload process on November 5th. We'll probably do it every other day for the first week or so to just give people a chance to get in there. You will need to get a updated service unit roster from your service unit data specialist, because you will only see the troops who've assigned their cookie manager. So you'll want to have a list to cross-check. If they don't have one, they should, but if your service unit doesn't have a roster, if they don't have a data specialist, give us a call and we can give you the most up-to-date roster for your service unit, so you can start making sure that all of your troops are in there. And then girls will begin to start getting their Smart Cookie evites on December 7th. So we'll do weekly uploads of girls as they register. If only girls who are registered for the 2019 year will be uploaded, and you will have to let us know if you have any Juliettes who are interested. So for Juliettes, only product program will be able to enter them in, and we will need to confirm that the Juliette is registered, and the person that they will be having on their Smart Cookies account, the parent or guardian, we will need to confirm that they are registered and background checked first. So once we confirm that that has happened, we will enter those. So if you have a service unit with multiple Juliettes, you may want to just send us one list and say, hey, you know, this is our Juliette list. Can you get them uploaded? And we can look. If we see that they were not registered yet, we will reach out to them. But nobody will go in Smart Cookies until they are registered. And then you want to look out for our GSCS NJ Cookie apps uploads. Like I said, again, in the next week or two, we will be uploading all new materials, all PDFs, training videos. We will be working to get the Cookies app up and going and ready for you with any supporting documentation that you need. In the meantime, if you need something, you can give us a call and we'll help you out. And let's see, so questions. So I did see, let's see, there were a couple questions posted in the chat box, and I saw that Kathy answered one. It had to do with the system allowing negative inventory amounts, and according to Kathy, the system does, and we can't change that. She will put in a, you know, kind of a request to see if we can fix that, but in the meantime, I think if you see a negative inventory amount, somebody did an incorrect transfer. So it's kind of like a red flag that we need to fix something. So that's just good for us to know, and then we can kind of pinpoint the problem. We got a question about the troop uses the t-shirts and sweatshirts the girls earn that they wear on outings. Have we thought about letting leaders order t-shirts or sweatshirts to match the girls? So the cookie rewards are girl rewards only. We did create this year the leader incentive, the t-shirt that matches. It's the same color of the hoodie, and it has the 2019 program theme on that. So if the troop does, everything it should to qualify for that volunteer incentive, instead of getting 2 tote bags, they will get 2 matching t-shirts. But no, regarding any t-shirts or hoodies at this point in time, those are specifically for the girls because this is a girl program, even though the volunteers do help and make it work. And that's why we've added the volunteer incentive this year to mix it up.
And it also kind of defeats the purpose of girls earning them if we allow people to purchase them. So we don't want people not reaching a goal and they're just out there buying shirts. And it's not fair to the girl who worked so hard selling cookies to earn the t-shirt.
Yep. When will we have access to Smart Cookies? So again, if you are a returning service unit cookie manager, you will have access to it now, and we did allow the reporting option open yesterday. If you're a new person, we'll be uploading you in the next week or so. You will definitely be in by November 1st. I'm thinking even by the end of next week, but we're getting caught up on things. For Smart Cookies, could we have a way to do a live training for the troops before the cookie sale starts? Like have a dummy troop set up so we can show them about transferring cookies during our training. I believe there are a load of Smart Cookies training videos. They're short 5 to 10 minute training videos that we will be uploading into the app. I can check with Kathy and with her team to see if there's something specific about that. If not, I don't think we can do a dummy troop, but maybe our niece and I can come up with something, screenshots or some type of guide to help walk you through that if it's not in one of the training videos. But we'll find out from ABC since they produce those videos for us, and we'll see what we can find. Will service unit cookie managers get hard copies of the initial forms to distribute to troops? So those initial order forms should have been in your cookie materials that were sent directly to your house. You should have received those already. If you haven't and you need some, please let us know. Also, we can print troop cookie guidebooks for you. If you would like to print those out for your people, just let us know. Shoot one of us an email and tell us how many troop cookie manager guidebooks you need, and we will print them and send them to the service center of your choice. Yes, we will be sharing this training presentation. So after tonight, we will email you the guide, the presentation, the training recorded webinar, and some other electronic points of information. Any other questions? Yeah, I see what you're saying about, I understand what you're saying about buying the shirt. I think the reason a majority of the councils don't offer those shirts for sale is because adults will just buy them for kids too. We're a council of 19,000 people, so it's really not easy for us to control these things. And unless we kind of change up how girls earn the t-shirt and the hoodie, by switching it to a per girl average, we would, it would be a lot difficult. So that's why we're starting with the leader incentive this year. So the leaders can at least get 2 shirts to match. Will that possibly be a hoodie incentive next year? Possibly, everything's open. We're just starting step 1 with t-shirts today. We could try to think of other things to purchase to, like change the t-shirt or hoodie. But like I said, we don't want to, it is an incentive for girls. So that our primary focus of the girl rewards is of them earning. Okay, what are the training materials that are at the service centers? So if you would have come in person, you would have gotten your bag. It would have had a training kit, which is basically one of all the materials that you give the troops, the order card, transfer slip, like just the envelope with details on it. We have printed the service unit cookie manager guide and this presentation in there. We have your 4 packs of gluten-free cookies for you to give out at your leader training. We have your deposit slips. You have a little thank you gift. It's a document holder. Also in the bags, there's a document holder and the service unit cookie booth coordinator guide with postcards. If those you can bring back to your service unit and give to your cookie booth coordinator. And then there's a second bag filled with your Cookie Pro booklets. So GSUSA sent us 19,000 Cookie Pro booklets that we had to manually count out and separate for everyone. So based on your numbers last year, if you had 250 girls in your service unit, we rounded it up 25, so we gave you 275 booklets. So at your training, you just need to make sure that your troops get one of those booklets for each girl in their troop. Yes, some stuff was delivered to you last year, but every year at training, in-person training, you usually get some type of bag of goodies. Any other questions? Again, our niece will be sending everybody an email with the electronic version of this, the guidebook, the training recording. If you have any questions, feel free to call us or email us. If you need printed copies of the troop guidebook, again, just shoot us an email and we're happy to print those out and leave them for you. If you need more of anything, deposit slips, transfer forms after you hand out your troop materials, let us know. We have extras as well at the different service centers and we can get you more because again, our numbers are based on last year's cookie program. So if you have more girls participating, more girls registered since last, January, February, you may need some more items. But if there's no other questions, we will be signing off. Thank you so much again for coming on tonight, and keep an eye out for updates as we start to update the app with everything you will need. Make sure you get on the app and you'll start to get notifications as things get put on there. Have a great night and feel free to call us with any questions. Thank you.